Hey everybody, I'm Lzzy Hale from Hailstorm, and I'm here to tell you that right now, get your rock out.
Hi, this is Matt Richards of Get Your Rock Out. I'm here with Lzzy Hale of Hailstorm.
Yeah.
How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing very well. Glad to be in Nottingham. So.
Have you ever played Nottingham before?
We have. I believe the last time we were here, we were with Shinedown, actually at this club. So, yeah, it was fun. We love those guys. So.
Do you enjoy touring the UK in general?
I do, actually. It's different than in the US. We've toured the US, all over the US for many years, thousands of times. And the first time that we were over here, I believe, was in 2010. And that was our first time over here. We were just starry-eyed and crazy, and just the crowds over here are just nuts. You know, I think that they have, I don't know, the rock and roll lifestyle is very much inside of them. You know, they don't mind, you know, standing out in the cold. I met a couple people this morning that are just out there waiting to get in. I'm like, and some of them don't have like proper coats. I'm like, at least get a proper coat if you're gonna come out and stand in line. But yeah, they're nuts. You know, we've done the download festivals and stuff like that, and it's just, that's a whole other breed in itself. So it's really amazing. It's amazing to see the response and just people wanting to be involved in rock and roll out here.
You're looking forward to the show tonight?
Yes, very much so. This is a great club. It's very intimate, but but nobody's really, you know, crammed next to each other. It's a really nice size, and meet a lot of biker guys when I'm out here. So.
You got anything planned to do after the show yet?
Not yet. Something nearly always does happen though. Our unpredictability, you know, or unpredictableness, I guess, of the day usually starts with my little brother waking up, because he's that kind of guy. And we have a good time doing the show, and then there's usually always something that goes down afterwards, so I have no idea yet.
I know, obviously tomorrow night you're supporting Bullet for My Valentine.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I know, we love those boys. The last time we were with them was about 2 years ago, and they took us out for a short stint in the States, and they got some crazy fans too. They got like crazy screaming girls because they're all into Matt. He's quite the heartthrob over there. So it's going to be great to see them over here and to play with them in their home country. So it'll go by so fast, you know. We'll get to the end and be like, wait, we're done. What do we do now? The only problem with being the opener is that, you know, the set gets done and then trouble ends up starting. So we tend to get ourselves into trouble when we do those types of shows. So we'll see what happens. Usually the Bullet guys are down for a bit of trouble, so we'll have fun.
You've collaborated with quite a lot of artists in the last few years. Anything planned with Bullet, maybe?
You know, Matt and I are talking about it, so we definitely have a few surprises up our sleeves.
Excellent.
Actually, just this morning we were talking about it.
Just a few questions about touring in general. What was the best show you've ever played?
Wow, that's so hard. We've played a lot of festivals, and those are always a great thing, but I don't know, you know, every show is different. We pride ourselves in, we don't use tracks or trickery or anything like that, so what you see is what you get, but that also means that every show is different and every show is unpredictable, and you never know, you know, what's going to happen. Is something going to go wrong? Is somebody going to be in the crowd and you know, really I don't know, touch you in a way that you want to change up the set? I don't know. So in a lot of ways, we've had some of our best shows for a very small amount of people, like maybe a small club, and then we've also, you know, played Loud Park in Japan for thousands of people, and it's amazing, you know, and you know, I've sung with a lot of people that I consider my idols, and that's amazing too. So I don't know, it's really hard to pick one one specific thing. All I can really say is that I really love my job.
What's your favourite song to perform?
Wow.
If you have a favourite.
That changes daily, actually. This tour, it's been oscillating between I Miss the Misery, because every time we go into that chorus, the entire crowd just drops, and it really connects for some reason. But for personal reasons, I really enjoy, actually, on this tour I've been doing a piano ballad by myself. called Break In, and that's on our new record. And that's always wonderful for me because it's just a different type of moment. It's very chill, and the audience at these past couple shows has been singing along to every word, and so it kind of, I don't know, it just gets you. It's very emotional, so I like that one as well.
So I know you love touring. Do you enjoy the writing process as well and the recording process?
Definitely. I love both of them for different reasons. The writing process is, you're trying to pick something out of midair, take something out of thin air and making it into something tangible. And I make a point to write something every day, and just even if it sucks, I'll write it down, get it out. And the recording process is fun because you're chasing after whatever got you excited in the first place. So, there goes the coffee.
There's only a matter of time before that would happen.
I know you can't see that, but there's coffee all over the walls now.
Sorry, I didn't know this was going on. I'll leave right now.
What a hell of an entrance, RJ. No, but the recording process is fun because you're taking something that inspires you and you're just experimenting with all these different sounds, and you don't stop until you're satisfied, which is it's frustrating, but in a kind of a good way. It's like you're just chasing after something, and you're thinking about it all the time. I don't get any sleep when we do records because I'm just up all night like, ooh, that part would be great over here, just random things. But yeah, and then of course my first love is a live show because just anything can happen.
How do you normally decide which songs are going to be singles? Is that a band decision?
It's a band decision, but we have a great team around us as well that really knows radio and has been kind of studying our markets and the places that we do well and the certain songs that have done well in the past. So it's kind of a guess every time because in some cases, like with us releasing Love Bites as our first single for this record was kind of a risk because it's a strange song and everybody loved it. There was something about it that everybody loved, and we weren't sure if it was going to connect or not, but like, okay, well, let's do it. So a lot of times it is kind of a risk or an educated guess, but the good thing, the where it starts is in the studio and in the writing processes, and make sure you have some good songs in your record. Then whatever they put out, we're fine with it.
It's actually quite handy that RJ's just walked in, because one of my questions is, how is it being in a band with a family member?
Horrible. No.
This pretty much explains it all.
We're pretty good. We're kind of polar opposites as far as personalities go. He's my little bro, and he's kind of the Jerry Lewis to my Dean Martin, so to speak, if you're aware of that generation. I guess it's a little bit of a dated example.
Both Hale siblings are extremely accident prone. So.
Yes, very accident prone. We are not spill proof. Spill everything, as RJ demonstrated, painting the walls over there with coffee. But he's great, man. I mean, he's been extremely loyal with all of my harebrained schemes since we were teenagers. So it's been really good, and I think there's something about performing with your sibling. That there's something about that. There's something about that leaches its way into everybody's state of mind, whereas you don't break up the family, therefore you don't break up the band, and everybody feels like family, and we can all yell at each other and be best friends the next day. So
just one more question. What's the best song you've heard this year?
Oh wow, that's so hard. I heard a lot of great songs this year. The one that gets stuck in my head the most is Madness by Muse, so that's kind of been on repeat. As far as things that have been released this year, I kind of have a dated interest in music, so a lot that's on my iPod is like classic rock, like Judas Priest and stuff like that. So I listen to that a lot. I've been listening to, actually, thanks to my guitar player, the new Gojira record, because they're incredible musicians. They're not entirely, melodic when they sing. It's a lot of but the guitar parts are great. Yeah, if I had to pick one, it's probably it's something on the Muse record that's I just hear everywhere, and all of a sudden I'll be like before bed, mad. It's like, no, get it out of my head. So something like that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Oh, great talking to you too. Thanks for taking the time.